Anomaly. Something that deviates from what is standard, normal, or expected. An oddity. Peculiarity. Irregularity. Inconsistency. Incongruity. A rarity.
Greetings, fellow anomalies. Welcome back to the show. I'm Jen. I hope you've been enjoying our Wizard World Austin Comic-Con reports. If you haven't already listened to Day 1 and 2, go back 2 episodes in the feed. Lots of fun things happened. The following is our report for Day 3. We recorded reports each day at our booth, along with a few mini-skirt topics like what real-life superpowers do you have, and a Star Trek Discovery fall finale discussion. All 3 of the reports are available now in our feed. The Star Trek Discovery chat will be uploaded tomorrow, and a Felicia Day panel will be added next week. We also have a video coming in the next week or 2 that will feature photos and video of all the experiences we talked about in these reports, as well as commentary from me and Angela describing all that you're watching. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, our Vimeo channel, or to our website so you know when it's ready to watch. Okay, this is Day 3 of Austin Comic-Con.
Which is always a little, and it's the whole thing with being inside, like Vegas, and for 3 days in a row you're inside and there's no sun, there's no windows, we don't go out very often outside during the day, and so you have no
perception of time.
You have no concept of time.
All of a sudden you're like, why am I so hungry? And you look at your clock, it's like 7 o'clock at night and I haven't eaten in 8 hours. No wonder.
Yeah, exactly. And we did go out last night, which I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys had fun.
Yes, we had fun.
I would like to say, because we have been critical of the after parties in the past, nicely critical for Comic-Con, and I thought their band and their DJ were really good last night.
They were awesome.
I'll agree with that as well.
I can't remember the name of them, but
they were good.
It was a 2-word name, and it was both strange words.
Project something.
Yeah.
But it was good.
It was very good, and I had a lot of fun. And also, for me, that weather, that was perfect. When we were eating, it did start getting uncomfortably cold. But when we went out, like being out and up on the roof, and that was nice. For me, that was nice weather to hang out in. And the only thing, and Jen and I talked about this, it's not like there was a lot of muggles. The muggle to nerd ratio.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't know if the geeks came to the party. Like, there were a few.
Right.
Or they could have been incognito. But but there were a lot of bachelorette parties going on.
We saw 7
and there was
official.
There was a lot of bros.
And a lot of muggles.
No, it's cool, whatever. But because you go out, and I got some good video last night of that.
Yeah.
I got some good shots.
The Gandalf limbo.
I got some shots of it, but nothing scandalous.
I wasn't talking about that particular part of the limbo party, but it was funny. Okay, so there was a guy as a Gandalf, one of the few people that were actually still in costume at the party, and at a random time, all of a sudden, his Gandalf staff was used as the limbo stick, and a limbo
that was pretty
party
funny.
just happened.
It was cute.
Yeah.
The other part that I just randomly found funny was that they tagged his staff.
Yes. They always tag things that are
strange. But the thing is, but it's a wizard staff.
It's not real.
It's a walking stick.
It's a walking stick.
I don't know that Wizard World has anything to do with that. I think that's the city.
And the thing is like I was saying, I understand in the current climate that you have to be sort of
careful.
Overly cautious, and that's fine, but it's still, you have to kind of laugh about it a little.
You have to.
It's a little silly. A little.
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
I do. What did we do this morning? Well, let's start from from this morning. Who did you see?
Well, not this morning, but right after lunch.
Yeah, that's right, after lunch.
Rico and I got a photo op with Jason Momoa and Joe Flanagan. And so we got to see Jason Momoa, and that was very cool. And the picture turned out very awesome.
It is a great picture.
Joe Flanagan, and so we had like a very specific reason why we did it this way, is because you knew that every woman and her aunt and her cousin and her daughter were going to come here and want to take a picture with Jason Momoa. But I remember him from Stargate Atlantis. And I had gone back and forth whether I even wanted to get the photo op, even just a single. And then Rico brought up that he was thinking about doing the one with the Stargate Atlantis with the other guy from the show. And I thought, you know what? We could share that, and then we're there, and it's like, then he'll know that we're like real fans because we're there for the Stargate thing and not just because he's Aquaman and doesn't wear a shirt anymore.
Yeah.
Or Game of Thrones even, like, because he's famous. That's how my sister knows him. And so I feel like that said something about us as nerds, that like, this is we're serious
We've been
nerds.
with you for the long haul,
We've been with
Jason.
you for the long haul. Ever since Wraiths were chasing you and hunting you around the galaxy. So we understand. And he was very nice. He couldn't have been more pleasant. So that was very cool. Can I tell the story?
Yes.
So Noah was talking about, we cut off for, we were talking earlier that the fun part about these shows is the things you don't plan. Like, you get the photo ops, and obviously that was very cool, or the autographs, but sometimes just the banter, when you're able to talk to celebrities or even some artists or something, that's the fun things, because you never know what's going to happen. And so we were waiting for the other guy from Stargate to get there, and he comes in, and Jason Momoa comes in, and he's obviously looking gorgeous, and he has like this little kind of steampunk-looking speaker system, Bluetooth speaker, and he's getting his phone out and he's setting it up, and he like looks at me and Rico and he's like, so what kind of music should I play? He's like, hey, how are y'all? We're like, good. And I'm like, I probably look like a giant dork. I probably look at that girl in the Ermagerd. I probably look like her. I'm pretty sure I do. And I'm trying to play it cool and it's just not working. And Rico, I can tell, is like, just play it cool, bitch. Anyway, so I'm hanging out and doing that, and he's like, so what kind of music? He's just trying to, pass the time for a couple minutes. And he's like, what kind of music should I play? And I'm like thinking, I have to answer. Like, you can't not answer. But then what if I say something that he doesn't like, or it's stupid, or I don't find
something
words,
obscure that he
something that he doesn't know. I'm like, Op Ivy. I don't know. Anyway, but instead I just said, I went full sarcasm, which is a risk. Noah and I discussed this.
Yeah.
Full sarcasm is a risk, but there's high reward.
High risk, high reward.
If it's the right person. And the thing is that I think I would like to know if Jason Momoa can't respond well to high sarcasm. And I just said,
it will affect your...
Right, exactly. That would be important. It's important to know. And so I said, he said, what kind of music should I put? And I said, something that doesn't suck. And he paused for a second, giggled a bit to himself, and then it was like, okay. And then he's like looking through his phone.
And the pressure's on him.
Yeah, it's like you turn the table.
Don't pick sucky music.
It's like, so please prove to me that your taste in music doesn't suck. Which was, I could tell that he got the humor of the idea, and then I was able to walk away kind of like, all right, so that was kind of cool. And he snickered a bit to himself, and I thought, that's the kind of stuff that you get there for.
Yeah.
And it's like when we were here with Charmed a couple years ago, and Shannon Doherty was there first, and she was like, I'm always first, and my friends are always late. And I was like, I understand, sister. I'm exactly the same. And she was like, right? I'm like, yes. This is like the best conversation I could possibly have with Shannon Doherty. And then the other part of the Jason Momoa thing is that they're trying, you're trying to get people in and out, and there was a couple like VIPs that went right before us, even though we were first in line. And when they pushed Rico and I in, I was next to the other guy, and I told Rico, and I had decided, we made a pact that no matter what, I was going to stand next to Jason, because I just spent a whole bunch of freaking money on this, and I am not standing next to him, okay? And so I like very awkwardly just was like, screw it, I'm doing this. And so I like snaked my way around like a toddler going through people's legs. I was just like, all right, here we go.
Rico is a giant, so it's not a...
And Rico just kind of scooted over, and I went in, and it turned out really... I'm always pleasantly surprised how the pictures from... I always give them such good praise, but I think it's well earned, because there's so many things we complain about, on everything. The celebrity photo ops, I have never been disappointed. I've never been disappointed in the celebrity photo op. And yours with Gates was great. I mean, that was good. So
Back in the day.
Back in the day. But they just have a system and it works really good. And he was just so nice. It was nice to like see, no, maybe he's not a nice person, but for those 5 seconds that we interacted with him, he was very nice. And yeah, that was cool. So I was very excited and I ran around.
You did a victory lap.
I did a victory lap. That's what my toddler does when she's happy about something. She just runs around in circles and I'm like, ah. So yeah, that was pretty good. That kind of brought a little bit of spunk to my day. So anyway.
You did a victory lap too.
I had to do a victory lap
It was not
too.
on camera, but it should have been.
Oh man. So not 10 minutes after y'all got done with y'all's photo shoot, and we were sitting in here and talking about it, I'm like, okay, now that y'all are back in the booth, I'm gonna, hop out, and I've been thinking about the things for like 3 days now that I want to buy, and it's like, maybe I want to get some Legos, so I'm gonna take one more look at the Legos, see if there's finally something that I was like, okay, I want to get this Lego. Mm-hmm. So I'm over there, and like there's like 2 Lego places that are really close together, and for whatever reason, there was a lot of people milling about these 2 Lego things. And I'm just kind of half bent over looking at, rows and rows of little minifigures. And all of a sudden, it's there's a lot of people and people are passing by and I hear a voice say, "Oh, excuse me." And, they brushed against me. And I hear like, one of those room just gets silent kind of moments.
The air goes out of the room.
And I look up, and sure enough, that's Jason Momoa walking past me, leaning over and asking the vendor if he has any Aquaman minifigures. And the vendor just kind of like shakes her head, and he's like, "Oh, okay." And he walks away.
Missed opportunity.
Missed opportunity.
And I was like, oh, so Jason Momoa just kind of brushed up against me.
I bet if he would have had a couple of them, that he probably would have signed one and given it to the vendor.
Oh, man.
Wouldn't have that been cool? That would have been really cool, but nope.
No.
Nope.
Sadness.
I'm sorry.
And that's why you always have Aquaman.
Even if it's old blonde Aquaman.
Who cares?
He did, yeah.
You just got
the
that was
only
my
guy
little-
who can make Aquaman cool.
And that's one of the things that I found over the couple of times that I've been able to do the Comic-Con with y'all. Those are the things that I really love. Those little chance encounter moments. Like I'm walking by and there's Felicia Day just snuggling with her toddler. We had Lonnie Anderson walk past us while we're taking photos, and
that was an interesting exchange.
That was cute. She was so nice. They were nice.
And yeah, so it's those things that just doesn't happen in real life. That's one of those only at Comic-Con kind of moments, and those are the things that always kind of stand out in my memory.
Well, I think that's all all we got. All the exciting things that happened today.
Sure.
But
and now we get to very excitedly pack up the booth.
Yay! Well, that's it from Austin Comic-Con. I hope there's a next year. We're not sure. We'll have to see.
We'll see what happens.
Thanks for watching and listening.
Woohoo! Bye.
And don't forget to check out our good friend Rico Dosty's podcast, Treks in Sci-Fi. You can check him out at treksf.com, and his podcast is available pretty much everywhere. If you like the Anomaly podcast, please subscribe. The easiest way to do that is by using the Overcast podcast player or the Stitcher app. You can also find us on Google Play, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, YouTube. We're everywhere. And of course, you can find all of that and more at anomalypodcast.com. That's ANOMALY podcast.com. If you think you have a friend or two that might like our show, share it with them and spread the word. Thanks for listening.